Hello and welcome to All My Art and Soul. I'm Michele Holden, the mixed media artist, and today I'm going to be working on Of Earth and Sky number 15. As you can see, I'm just setting out my colors, and I've selected some objects, some items that I'm going to use as stamping material. There's the color scheme I'm going for. I'm going to be using, I may or may not use a China marker, white, black, Q-tips, a sponge, and all my other mark making tools and on the left. So I'm showing some Titan buff, yellow ochre, orange, turquoise, I believe, and black and white. Yes, and today I'm thinking about circles. I think because of the last couple of art journal pages that I was using, I really loved the black on white overlapping circle collage paper. Mainly because it's more of an open pattern, and it's not so busy. So it just enough marks without having too much going on, too much busyness. And so I'm activating the surface here with some water-soluble watercolor pencils or crayons. And I'm just adding the brush. And again, I've used these because they just have a really quick drying time for this type of artwork, because I want to work quickly and respond without overthinking. And I'm just swooshing some ochre on the top and putting a little water. And if you have too much water, I'll just be dabbing it up with a cloth or a paper towel and then giving a moment for it to settle in and for the surface to dry. So I'm just grabbing some dynamic colors here because it's the opposite, blue, orange, and using the brayer just to break up the type of mark and just see what happens. I sort of like it, I sort of don't like it, but you know what? You just move on, and that just becomes another layer to build upon. Yes, so I'm just putting the white, and by accident, I forgot to clean my brayer. So make sure if you want some clean areas of white, but since I'm using teal here, it didn't matter. This is a piece of just some aluminum pipe. I don't know where I got it from. And I like the size and that it prints a really good circle. And they're not perfect. And that's what I like about them. And 1, 2, 3. And always trying to work in odd numbers, just because that's how nature is. 3s, 5, 7, 9. And if you notice, the sections I have, the horizontal areas, they'll either be 3 or 5, but sometimes 6 works. It depends if it's a subtle area within a larger area. Now I've chosen black here for my circles, but in retrospect now, I think in the future I would choose a more subtle value, maybe an ochre or white, even a paler turquoise maybe. So I will try to keep that in mind and practice that in the next upcoming journal pages. But as you'll see in a few minutes, I decide to brayer over them, but forgot or just needed to let them dry some more, but that's okay. So this is a pattern piece of origami paper. That's what this paper is. And very bright, very colorful, and really neat to use. I don't like to use it too much in your journal pages. So I'm mixing a little bit of white and Titan buff because I know I'm going to go over it, and realized I just didn't give it enough time to dry, but that's okay. And I think what I'm doing is reaching up for some other collage pieces. And I use my fingers and hands a lot more in this journal. Who knows why? Just because it's just the fastest thing I could think of. And above you can see the pastels laid out there, just in case I want to use them. I've since put them away just to change it up, but don't end up using them in this particular piece. But oil pastels and acrylic paints can be mixed, can be used together, letting the layer dry or not, just go for it and try different things. And at the end, if you want to set it, say if it's a piece, an artwork, you can brush a clear medium or gel over the oil pastel to set it and make it permanent. So as you can see, it's okay. It's a bit of a mess, that upper area, but I deal with it as I move along in the video. So stay to the end to see what I end up doing for this upper area, or sky, if you want to call it that. So I'm searching for some more black and white and some more pieces to fill in the bottom, keeping differences in mind, differences in texture, differences in pattern, value. And that's just always in the back of your mind. It's there instinctively, but without overthinking. You just want to respond. And that's a piece of origami. Those are handmade collage, and the numbers I make with stencils, white on black or black on white. This is scrapbooking paper in orange and in the neutral, and I love that when you tear the edges, it's sort of a beige frayed edge shows, and I really like that. So this little orange piece was just sitting in my pile of in my tray that's above my journal there, and I save everything. You just never know. And mixing, yes, I did put a little ochre, orange, and Titan buff. Just calm down that bright orange just enough as a subtle difference in there. And then I decided to make the open circles a little more solid, so they're a little more there. Found the orange too strong, so then I just lightened up the value, and that's much better. So it's closer to the value of the turquoise in the background above, but yet a different color. And I just wanted to tone down the pattern of that origami paper in the center. Yes, I like that much better. So I decided to go with the cursive writing, the continuous writing that you can do on any type of paper. This one is watercolor paper with gesso, and then I used a really extra fine marker to just write. Stream writing, that's what it's called. And that's really cool. You need to practice. If you're particular with your cursive writing, some people can write. Their penmanship is better than others. My mom had the most beautiful penmanship back in the day when they taught that in school. So I'm just sending those circles, those overlapping circles, to a layer in the background. So I'm just pushing anything that I'm not liking, layering over it, but letting it show through because it adds to the sense of the piece. Yes. So I don't know if I end up putting that in the middle or to the side. Oh, I did leave it in the middle. Oh no, I go right to the right. Only because I've been doing that all the time, so I wanted to do something different. And this piece is sort of a heavy manila paper of some kind, which I painted black and then dripped white streaks across it. And it's very heavy in texture, so it's really, really cool. Then I realized I think I need a little bit more weight above, so I'm going to continue with the blue, but a slightly different hue. And the glue stick works really nicely because it's fast, it doesn't fuss around, and if the paint's wet underneath, as you've seen me do it, I just flip over, put it on the back, and put it down. So there's a flow, there's a mindset here. And I love just putting that all over to see where it's going to fit. Yes. So I know it's that texture, but I'm not happy with the shape because it's still too similar to the rectangle that's already there. And if my focus is on circle, I want to have some kind of circle shape. That's not going to go there in the top. So I end up putting it in the middle, which is enhances the cruciform composition, armature we call that, and yes, it just sits right in there. Someone else might not like that and might put it somewhere else, but that's just how all of our art is so different from each other. And the Q-tip with the thick black paint made really distinct dots, a lot larger than I'm used to, but I think I like it. And I've used that over and over again, that symbolism. I guess it's an energy either coming down, going up. I have no idea, but I know I needed it in there. This is where you'll develop preference of your marks, preference of your colors, your shapes, and the type of patterns that you make, which, if you stay tuned for the next video, right after I did this page, I made another whole batch of collage papers, keeping my preferences in mind. Stripes, circles, again, and then you start discerning what you don't like. And then that allows more of that personal style to show through. Because you'll see it echoed throughout all your either journal pages or your abstract work, especially if you love collage. I just love collage now. Now I find it difficult to do a piece without putting any collage in it, and that's okay. So as you can see, I just took down that little bit of blue that was sticking out above just because the eye stayed there. So I wanted a more even horizontal shape. And I decided it needed one more different pattern. And that's what you can do. That's what I do. I just put a little bit of white on it so it's there, but the eye doesn't stay there. I'm just putting a little more turquoise. I have no idea. Maybe I just wanted it to be a little stronger. Catching the eye so the viewer or your eye moves through the piece. And so we're coming to the end here. So I'm adding a little water to the white because this one needs that little feeling of the cosmos, universe, and here's the big reveal. So thank you to some subscribers who have given me advice using a hairdryer or a heat gun. Warm up the tape before you take it off and it won't tear. I still don't have my tool yet, or my heating gun or hairdryer, but I will get one in the future. And as you can see, I will just sign the bottom in pencil. I don't know, I just feel like I want to title each one and date them. And that is this week's number 15. So if you like this content, please remember to hit like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.